just realized that you're never gonna change. You'll always stay the same.
Hey everyone, so today I'm back with another video, and I think I'm gonna call this look the goddess look because this is just giving me godly type of vibes. Like, it's very golden. If you can see, I got the gold cut crease. Everything is just gold, like, so it's giving me goddess vibes in a way. So without further much said, let's get into the video. Hey guys, Voice Me is back, and I'm ready to show you guys how I achieved this look today. And I'm just starting off by putting my hair in a ponytail with a scarf just so I can get everything out of my face. So right here, I'm just doing the usuals, which is putting some concealer on my lids. I'm using this as primer before I put any type of eyeshadow on my lids. So here I'm just showing you guys the 3 palettes that I used today, and just to be clear, that is the Morphe 350 palette. And the first palette that I'll be using is the Modern Renaissance, and it's numbered in each order. So right here, I'm just taking shade number 2, and I'm just putting that directly on top of shade number 1 just to lighten it up. And not really lighten, you know, it's giving me more of like a dark purple kind of look, and that is just gonna help me with the next shade that I'm going to use. So right here, I am using shade number 3, and as you guys can see, it's not as pigmented as I wanted it to be. So I'm trying to brush it in, you know, I'm getting a little color there, but I'm gonna eventually stop, and I'm going to then use my Morphe palette, but that's later in the video, because at some point when I was doing this, I was like, you know what, that's fine. But then when I took a second look at it, I was like, oh girl, you need to darken up that orange in the top. So right here, I'm just going into my Juvia's palette for shade number 4, and I'm just using this shade as a guide for my cut crease. I kind of wanted my cut crease to be a little bit on the red tone, so I went ahead and put it in where my cut crease should be at. So here is where shade number 5 comes in, and this is what I mean where it's going to brighten up that orange. So as you guys can see, I'm just going to take it from my Morphe palette, and I'm just applying that where it should have been the orange that I was looking for. So this is where I begin to do my cut crease, and I'm using a slant brush this time because when I used that straight brush, it was bothering my soul. So I just went back and I was just doing my cut crease with the slant brush, but this was still bothering my soul too, not even gonna lie. So I started to use my regular concealer to do my cut crease. I don't know why, but I occasionally get cut crease right, and then I occasionally get cut crease wrong. So it's really a hit or miss when I do these cut crease on my lids. So this is where I realized that maybe I should just start doing my cut crease with the concealer itself and just not use no brushes, because it was really cleaning up my cut crease as if I ain't never made any mess on it. So with that being said, when I was doing my cut crease with that concealer, hunty, it was giving me the cut crease that I really wanted. So for shade number 6, this is a pressed pigment from the Juvia's palette, and I'm just using that on the cut crease. You can use your finger for this. You don't necessarily have to use a brush, but it's better that you use one of those brushes that is for pressed pigment. I'm not too sure what they're called, sorry, but you'll know it when you see it. So I'm going back into shade number 4 just to fill in the ends of my cut crease, just to make sure that it blends in the way how I want it to and give me the look that I'm going for. So right here, I'm just taking my NYX glitter primer, and it's just basically putting that around the cut crease because I want the outline of the cut crease to have glitter on it so it can look all glamorous, golden, and like a goddess. So the type of glitter that I'm using is gold glitter, obviously, and this is from J'adore Beauty. So before I actually get into my foundation routine, here I am just acting a fool, but before I really get into my foundation routine, the first thing I wanted to do, or well, get out the way, was putting on my mascara. This is something that I do before I put on my lashes. I'm not gonna put my lashes on camera because my natural eyelashes are extremely curly, so I don't put my lashes on the way how people would normally put them on. I put mine on underneath, and if that makes sense, then thank you for understanding. And if it doesn't make sense, then maybe one day I'll show you guys how I actually put my lashes on. But so right here I'm using some concealer to sharpen up that eyeshadow look to make it a little bit more neat. And I also use this concealer to save some foundation, let's be real. So I basically use two different types of concealers on my face before I put in my foundation, and as you guys can see, I use one lighter one and I use one that's a little bit darker, so that way when I put on my foundation it tones everything out and it makes everything looks way better. So the type of foundation that I use is the Makeup Forever foundation, and this is literally my favorite. And it's in the shade Y505 for anybody who wants to know. So my skin is extremely oily, as you guys can see. So I basically just go into my L'Oreal True Blending Match, and this basically just mats everything out, takes away a lot of oil, and I also use this to sharpen up any edges, meaning like my jawline or anything, my cheekbones, make everything just looks dry and matte and just a little bit more sharp. So right here, I'm just taking my Anastasia contour palette, and I'm just defining my cheeks a little bit more, making it a little bit more sharp. And I'm just, taking some of that forehead out of the way, because that forehead is huge. So right here, I'm going into my Trophy Wife. I thought this would be perfect for this look because Trophy Wife is literally glittered gold highlight. Like, that is amazing. Like, it will always be my favorite highlight. So that's what I decided to use. And I kind of make a face when I put it on because I'm like, girl, you OD'd on that eye. So I'm like, now I gotta match the energy on the other eye. But hey, I like blinding people, so more highlight it is. So right here, I am taking some brown lip liner pencil, and I'm basically just outlining my lips because I want them to be an ombre. And you don't have to use anything fancy. Like, these brown lip liners, they come in all shapes and sizes. You can really just get them from anywhere. You can even use some eyebrow pencil if you ask me. But yeah, I basically started to go into my NYX matte lipstick, and that's basically going to complete the lipstick look that I was going for. And she's back. The only reason why I'm back is because, let me just say something right quick. Jesus is the one. Jesus is the one. You know, I gotta have like my little cute moment, whatever.
No, I don't need your money, you're not working. Not hypnotized, but it's working. It's working. Vibes and all you love.